guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name's Amanda. I'm 32 and I have a little almost 7-month-old son, Chase, who's here with me right now. And today I wanted to share his 6-month to 7-month update. He's actually going to be 7 months on the 16th of November, which is this coming week. So time just flies so fast and I don't know where it's gone, but that's why I just haven't had time to sit down and film videos of him, and now he's almost 7 months. So anyways, I'm going to share what's been going on with him. So at his 6-month appointment, which was last month, he weighed 15 pounds, 14 ounces, and he was in the 18th percentile. So if you're new here, Chase was a preemie, and he's always kind of been on the smaller side. My husband and I are both kind of short people. I'm 5'1", my husband's I think like 5'7" or 5'8", and so we just aren't like big people in general, pretty petite. So I didn't think that Chase was gonna be like a huge baby or anything. But he was always like really low on the growth charts, and now he's like in the double digits and we're so excited. So that was his weight. He was 26 inches long, so he was in the 21st percentile, which is so good. Yeah, right? You guys can see him or not, I'm not sure, but here he is. And his head was 42 centimeters, so he was in the 12th percentile for his head. So basically, some of the things that have been going on with him is that at 6 months, he was able to sit up unassisted for a few minutes. And now that he is 7 months old, he actually can sit up for maybe like 10 plus minutes on his own. But if he looks around or gets distracted or something, he'll lose his balance and then topple over. But obviously, we're watching him and he is on like a soft surface wherever he is sitting. Let's see, he's rolling over. So at 6 months, he kind of was like a late roller, I think. I've seen some babies, like people talking about their babies being able to roll over and stuff at like 4 months, but it took him until 6 months to be able to roll from like his stomach to his back, and then from his back to his stomach. From his back to his stomach took a longer time for him to master, but he's doing it now that he's 7 months. He has no problem moving back and forth, but he hasn't been able to from a laying down position get into a sitting position. So I'm not sure if that's what's supposed to happen around 7 or 8 months or so, but that's what's going on with him now. He's also now sleeping on his stomach. I can't remember exactly when that happened. I think it was when he really started to master rolling from his back to his stomach. And I was really scared about it to begin with because I was like, oh my gosh, they say back is best, yada yada. But he definitely prefers his stomach, and for a while before he actually learned to roll from his stomach to his back, he was waking up in the middle of the night because he was on his stomach and he couldn't get back over. So I asked the pediatrician about this, and she was like, honestly, he just needs to figure it out himself. If you go in there every single time throughout the night that he rolls onto his stomach and he can't get back to his back, like, you're gonna be up forever and he's never gonna learn. So you know, I would go in and move him a few times, but then he started to figure it out on his own, and then it was no problem. So I think that happened for maybe it was only like a week or so, and then he figured out how to get back onto his back. But now he's just like sleeping on his stomach all the time, and he's more comfortable that way. And, you know, we have the camera in there and everything, so we always are checking on him to make sure that like he's not face planting down, but he never is. Another thing is that he has found his feet. So whenever he's laying on his back or something, he immediately grabs his feet and tries to put them in his mouth. And now he's like, when I change him and stuff, he'll grab his socks off and things like that. So he definitely has a new toy, I guess, that's obviously attached to his body. So I just find him sometimes like laying on the mat, you know, with his, like, grabbing his feet and playing with his feet. So he also is very, very vocal. He's found his voice and he just squeals and screams. If you follow me on Instagram, I always post videos of him like squealing. I don't know if he will do that or not right now or during this video, but it's so hilarious. He just cracks me up, and he just like babbles, and it's really, really sweet. So I love how interactive he is. He's always looking around. He's curious. He loves to touch different textures and explore, and he's just a very, very happy baby. He's like super good natured. He rarely cries. And hi, monkey. Yeah, I see you. What do you got on your face? And he loves being around people. Whenever he's, I'm just gonna sit him down here. Whenever he's by himself for, I don't know, if we have him in the bouncer or something and we leave the room for, you know, a couple minutes, within that time, he always is starting to like whimper and stuff. So he doesn't like being by himself. He's such a social baby. But like really, really good natured. He also, so let's talk about some of his eating habits. So at 6 months, he was eating roughly 6 ounces of formula about 5 times a day, between 5 and 6. And he was like really beefing up. I mean, his legs were like super chunky, and I could just tell that he was like putting on weight. Like his cheeks got really, really chunky and so cute. They still are. But he went through this phase for about 2 weeks where he just stopped being interested in eating. So he was going from eating 6 ounces at a time to like 3, maybe 4. And so I don't know what was going on. During that time, we had actually gone back to New Jersey, where I'm originally from, for a trip. So he flew on an airplane for the first time, and it was kind of like once we got back from that trip, I don't know if he got a bug or what it was, but he just stopped being interested in drinking his bottle. So we decided that once he went to his 6-month appointment, we talked to our pediatrician, and she was like, yeah, you can totally introduce solids. We had tried the solids with him around 4 months, but he was just really confused by it. You know, we would put the food in his mouth and the texture was really weird for him, and you know, it was a different consistency. So he like really just didn't understand what was going on. But by 6 months, he would watch us eat, and he became really interested in eating. So we started feeding him just like the baby food, those pouches, and like the jars of, you know, the mixed fruits and vegetables and things like that. And he finally got the hang of it. And now that he's 7 months, he's eating solids about 2 times a day. So he really loves anything that has a fruit base to it. So we try to find the ones that have like fruit mixed with the vegetables. One time I gave him green beans, and he literally like gagged and spit it out because he just hated the taste of it. So we'll find the ones that's like spinach and or kale with banana and apple or something weird like that. And he's just been sitting over here, and we'll give him those. So he really likes that. You are drooling, mister. He loves that. He loves any just like regular fruit. He loves bananas. He loves mango. I did try to give him this pumpkin and apple. It was like a fall one, and I guess maybe the spice or something like that. He really you gonna talk for us? He really did not like it, and he was like, and like, you know, making weird things with his mouth. So we're just trying out different ones and seeing what he likes. He's starting to want to take the spoon. Yeah, he's starting to want to take the spoon and feed himself. Hi, Bubby. And so I'm just trying to like guide it into his mouth, and he seems to really like that. He's doing that with his bottles too. So when I'm feeding him towards the end, he like wants to hold the bottle and actually like put it in his mouth. So we're trying to practice that. Hi. Hello. I see you. We're trying to practice that more. He also loves yogurt. So I don't know, I think now that he's starting to eat solids on a more regular basis, he's not really liking his bottles as much. We're still giving them to him, obviously, as like the number one source of nutrition for him, but I'm finding that like towards the end of the night, he will rather eat yogurt instead of like having a full bottle. He also loves putting my hair in his mouth. He's like, I don't know if it's one of those comfort things, but he just loves my hair, and like when I'm feeding him, he'll like grab it and like, you know, touch his face with it. Hi. Hello, honey. I have lipstick on, so I don't want to kiss you. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can touch mommy's hair. Oh, but he like yanks it out. He grabbed like a massive chunk of my hair out the other day. I know, you're so dangerous. But yeah, so he loves yogurt, and I'm like happy that he doesn't have like a dairy allergy or anything like that, because the yogurt really fills him up. So if before bed he's like just not interested in having a bottle, and I know that like he hasn't had many, like as much ounces as he probably should, I'll give him yogurt instead, and our pediatrician said that that's perfectly fine. So yeah, we're just keeping up with that. I also want to get him, I think they're called teethers. They're like those like biscuits that he could just chew on and they kind of just dissolve in his mouth. Our pediatrician said that we could start trying to give him actual solid food. So we tried giving him eggs, like a little teeny tiny piece of an egg, and he literally like it got on the tip of his tongue and he gagged. So I don't think he's quite ready for eggs or like any solid. We also tried avocado. He didn't really like that. We are gonna try mashed potatoes, and we've already tried refried beans, but he didn't really like those that much. So what do you want? You want cookie? Here. Take cookie. So yeah, that's really his eating. His sleeping has been amazing. He has been sleeping 12 to 13 hours a night since he was 4 months old. And I made a video on, I think it was 3 sleep tips to get your baby to sleep through the night when they're infants. I'll link that above for you to check out if you're interested, but he goes to sleep anywhere between 6:30, 6:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. and he wakes up usually around 6:45 every single morning, like on the dot. He's like clockwork, and he doesn't get up in the middle of the night. He used to wake up around like 3:30 and start kind of like wrestling around or talking to himself, but we would just leave him and he would go right back down. Now that he's eating solid foods, he doesn't even wake up around that time at all, and he just completely sleeps through the night. So it's been amazing. In terms of his naps, he takes 3 naps a day. The first one is at 9:30 in the morning usually. The second one is anywhere between 1 and 2 p.m. And the third one is around 4 o'clock p.m. So he's been sleeping anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half usually. Today, he took a nap for like 2.5 hours. I don't know why. He was obviously really tired. Sometimes on the weekends, like it's really busy. So on Mondays, he'll sleep a really long time during his naps because he's like, you know, back to his regular schedule. But yeah, so, oh my gosh. I have a paper with like notes on it from the pediatrician, and he's putting it in his mouth. Not for you, honey bunnies. So what else is there? Oh, I think the last thing that I just wanted to mention is that he is definitely teething. He is drooling a lot. He still puts everything in his mouth. He also, yeah, he puts everything in his mouth, and but I haven't seen any teeth yet, so we're still looking out for him. He's been sitting here with me. But he's definitely teething, and he doesn't seem like he's really in pain or anything from it. He's like the happiest baby ever. He only really cries when he's, you know, overtired or he's hungry or whatever, and he's just really, really sweet. We love him so much. He went on actually 2 plane rides. So we went back to New Jersey, and then a couple weeks after that, we flew out to Indiana to see Pete's grandparents and for him to meet them for the first time. So he's been on 2 planes, and then for Christmas, we're going to Virginia to be with... Yeah, you excited about that? He's so excited. See, this is what I mean. He's so talkative. I love you. I love you. And he's so cute. Whenever he sits in my lap, he'll just be playing with a toy or something like that, and then he always looks back at me, like looks up at me like he just did, just to check that I'm still there. He's so sweet. Yeah, I think that he's definitely a mama's boy. He loves Pete so much. Whenever Pete comes in the room or like gets home from work or something, he gets the biggest smile on his face, and yes, want me to pay attention to you? And like he just laughs. Pete's just really great at playing with him. And but he definitely loves his mama. He's always like, if I leave the room, he's always looking around for me. And he's just like, oh, he's just so sweet. But anyway, that's really the update with Chase. He's just he's at such a fun age right now, and I know like I can't wait for him to start crawling and everything like that, but I'm really loving the stage he's at right now. Say hi.
Hi. Hi everyone.
It's Sunday, by the way. Pete's been outside grilling wings.
Yeah. Just wanted to say hi. Heard the little guy in here. Buddy,
So talkative.
when you're done with Mom, if you want to come watch football outside.
Yeah. He definitely does.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to finish up here, and then I'm pretty much done, actually. But we'll see you in a little bit.
Bye.
Bye, Kat. Okay, so that was just Pete just wanted to pop in and say hi. So anyways, that's our little guy's update. He's just brought so much joy to our lives. We can't even imagine what it would be like without this guy, and he is just so sweet. We still have our nanny, in case anybody was wondering. She's been really good. So she comes over while I work, and oh my gosh. What? Our rug sheds. And yeah, so I think we're gonna stick with her for a while, probably around when he's about a year old. We're gonna look into some daycares. We already checked out one just to see like what it was like, just because we were curious, but we're just not ready to send him to daycare just yet. But we do want the social aspect for him, and for him to, you know, be able to be around other babies, and, you know, they just can teach you a lot more than what I can do throughout the day or what our nanny can do. So that's the story. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you guys have any little ones, let me know how old your children are, and if they're anywhere around Chase's age, 6 to 7 months. I'd love to know like what you're feeding them and how they're sleeping and how they're just developing, bless you, physically and everything like that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.